Hello everyone. Welcome to this video on creating a simple table and binding data. There are several ways to display data from a data set in a report, but the most common and simple way is to use a table report item. In this video, we'll show you some basic procedures for working with tables. I will begin by showing you how to add a table to a report and use visual cues. Then we'll look at a couple of ways to assign fields to cells, and steps to add columns to the table structure. After that, I will calculate the total and apply some formatting to a table. Let's dive right in. To showcase the demo, I am going to use the Bold Reports Enterprise Server demo site. I have shared the demo site link in this video's description box. This is the Enterprise Server's homepage. To create a new report, I click the Add icon on the navigation bar and choose Start from Scratch. Enter the name of the report and click Add and Design. Now, you will be redirected to the Report Designer user interface with a blank report. I'm going to present the population data of each country and the total world population in the table. I have this population data in a SQL script. It has a query to create a table and insert statements to insert the population status of each country into the table. I have shared a link in this video description that gives you access to the SQL script. So, let me restore the script. I restore the script under Population DB in my SQL Server. Now, we need to connect this data to an RDL report. There are a couple of videos that explain how to connect a data source to an RDL report. I have shared the links in this video's description box. Watch them to learn how to connect a data source to a report. Assuming that you have the knowledge to create data in Bold Reports, I start by creating a new data source. Then I'll create a data set that retrieves the country names, population, yearly change, and world share from Population DB. To do that, let's open the Data pane and click the New Data button. Choose the SQL Data Provider connection. Enter the data source name population. Then enter the server name and credentials. I have imported the SQL script file under Population DB in my server. So, let me choose Population DB from the drop-down list. Click Connect. This will take you to the Query Designer. In the Query Designer, I drag over the World Population table and click the Run icon to generate a preview of the data. Then, name this data set as Population Data and click Finish. The data required to populate the table is ready. I can add a table to the design surface in two ways. I either drag it directly from the item panel or insert a table by right-clicking the body of the report. The table will render with 3 columns and 2 rows. A header row and data row. You can identify this by looking at the indicators that appear if I click on a single cell within the table. When I select a table cell, row and column grippers appear. You can see 3 horizontal bars that indicate data rows or detail rows. This visual cue indicates that this row will be repeated for every row that is currently visible in the data set. As a first step, I want to bind the data set for a table and populate the data set fields and cells. Select the table, now its properties are listed in the Properties panel. Then, choose Population Data in the Dataset property. To assign a field to a table cell, position the mouse cursor over a cell in the data row. You can see a field selector icon appears. Click on this selector icon to assign a field to that cell. I assign the country field to the first column of the table, the population field to the second, and the yearly change field to the third. I would like to add one more column and display world share field from the data set. I open the context menu by right-clicking on a cell, and the option Insert Column appears. Choose to insert right and assign the world share field. Now, we need to configure the header text for each column. This can be done by using the Add Text option in the context menu, or by entering the text directly in the content property. I'll show you how to do this. To set the header text in the content property, focus on the first cell of the table report item and enter the header text as country in the content property. As you can see, the header text is assigned to the appropriate cell. Now, let's use the Add Text option to enter the text in the second column. Position the mouse cursor over a cell, and the field selector icon appears. I click on this selector icon and choose the Add Text option. It prompts for text in the dialog. I enter the text and click Add. As you can see, the header text is assigned to the appropriate cell. Likewise, assign header text to the other cells. I complete the basic table design by adding a total to the population field. To add the total, I click on the population field cell in the data row, and right-click. I choose Add Total from that menu. This action adds a new row below the data row. Automatically the sum function is applied to the cell. I merge the last three cells and enter total world population as the descriptive text. I preview the report to see what the report really looks like. I can see that the data row is repeated for every country in the dataset. I navigate to the last page of the report and see that the total row displays the grand total of the population field. To enhance the report design, I switch back to the design mode and apply some formatting to the table. I select the header row and change the font family to Sego UI. Font color to gray. Font style to semi-bold. Text alignment to center. Vertical alignment to middle. And adjust the border width. I let the background color and border color stay on default values. The same way, I apply formatting to the other rows in the table. Then, let's apply number formatting to the population and total fields. Hold the Control key and select the population field cell in the data row and the aggregation field in the total row. I set the number format in the format property. Now, I complete the report design by adding a report header. To improve the look and feel of the report, adjust the width and height of the table and design surface. Now, let's switch to the preview mode to ensure that the report design is as expected. You can see that the text formatting and number formatting are applied to the data in the table as expected. I hope you learned some basic and necessary steps to work with the table report item. We'll see more techniques and report designs in the future. Stay tuned to our upcoming videos on bold reports. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.